Hi everyone on the VC, Dave here after a long hiatus. This fella here, my co-star, he went missing for a whole month back in February, and thought he was gone for good, but he turned up completely unexpectedly, half starved, and with a sore. He lost a part of sight in one eye, I think probably with a fight with another cat. I don't know where he went during that month. Posters up and everything, but he does a lot of rambling, but I have a feeling he might have got trapped inside in somebody's back shed or something. But he's back now, and well, he's enjoying a snooze at the moment. Yeah, I suppose it's been a long time since I made a video. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think I can't remember, certainly earlier in the year, but a lot has happened in that year, as you all know. I hope everybody's been coping with the COVID lockdown and everything, and everybody's been keeping safe. Yeah, I haven't got a lot to show. I only bought one new record in recent months, since my last one. This is technically the reissue, or a compilation album of sorts by a local Cork figure. This guy, Finn Bardon. He was a big figure in the Cork punk, post-punk scene in the early 80s. He fronted, well, basically kind of variations of the same band, but they changed their name and kind of went through a few lineup changes on 3 occasions. First incarnation of the band was called None Attacks. The second incarnation, which is probably the best known, was 5 Go Down to the Sea. And third and last was called Beethoven, which is Finn Bardonnelly unfortunately died in an accidental drowning in 1989. But this is a compilation which was released this year, bringing together now none of the variations of the band released an album, but they put out numerous singles and did numerous radio sessions. There's a guy called Dave Fanning, who's basically like the Irish John Peel, or kind of closest thing we had to an Irish John Peel. They did a lot of sessions with him in the early to mid 80s, so there's some of those. Musically, they're kind of strongly influenced by the Residents, a bit of Beefheart. Apparently, Finn Bardonnelly himself was a legendary figure. There's actually a very interesting oral history radio documentary which is made about him by a guy called Paul McDermott. It's called Get That Monster Off the Stage, and it's well worth listening to. Yeah, so this is put out by a record company called Archival, who specialize in reissuing reissuing rare and kind of overlooked Irish. They also put out the self-titled reissue of the long out-of-print self-titled album by John O'Shea, which originally came out on Dome Records in 1982. I've shown that as well on my channel. Yeah, yeah. As you might imagine, all the charity shops in the city were closed during the COVID lockdown, but they've been slowly reopened. Some of them have closed permanently, including some good ones, which is a shame. Pickings have been few and far between, but now there's a couple of things I picked up pre-lockdown. This is something I picked up. Now I got this in a charity shop, but I kind of ended up. This is a pretty rare album by a guy called Paul Egan. Released in 1978. Paul Egan, Irish musician based at the time anyway, in Paris. I think this is his one and only album. It's come out in 1978 on CBS. It's an album I knew about, but I hadn't come across it in the wild until I saw this copy in a charity shop which was in the process of closing down. Now, this charity shop, they do tend to research. Now, they knew it was kind of rare, and they put a price tag of €20 on it, which still I think is, it probably goes for a good bit more than that, but musically, it's almost entirely instrumental, kind of very much reminded me of Mike Oldfield in a way. One of the guest musicians is David Cross, plays violin, and David Cross, he's played with King Crimson. I think he was on Islands. But there isn't much of a King Crimson. As I said, this is more, yeah, very much reminded me of Mike Oldfield. Almost entirely instrumental, a lot of long instrumental tracks. But yeah. Another rare Irish album which I found in a charity shop just before Christmas. This is called the Great Saturday Night Swindle. Again, a one-off album by a disparate bunch of musicians. Again, this came out on CBS pretty much around 1977. Kind of influence-wise, this is kind of very much influenced by American East Coast rock. One of the musicians on this, Rosemary Taylor, she released a solo album called Tailor Made, which is extremely hard to find. This actually goes for quite a bit. This is pretty rare. It's never been reissued. It cost me €2, I think, but it goes for. It can go for anything up to 300. Going on on Discogs. So yeah, so that was quite a nice find. So now, post-lockdown, things have been a bit more. I've gradually been seeing some vinyl popping up in the various charity shops. Another fairly rare Irish record, well, reasonably, not terribly common. This is by a band called Those Nervous Animals. This is called Hyperspace. This came out in 1985. Those Nervous Animals were a band from a place called Sligo, on the west coast of Ireland. This came out on Tara Records, and this was actually produced by Bill Whelan, who would go on to create Riverdance. But this is yeah, it was kind of a very much funk, I suppose. Funk, bit of electro, kind of new wave, kind of an influence. Yeah, I'm trying to think who you could compare this to, but yeah, it's very, very 80s, very kind of mid 80s feel to it. Again, not an easy album to find in the wild. So yeah, goes for something like up to about €30, I think, on Discogs, and I picked it for €3, so that was a decent enough find. Okay, I'll finish up with two more. Now this is a really, really nice find. Lalo Schifrin. Lalo Schifrin, legendary, you know, mainly best known for, you know, doing soundtracks like Enter the Dragon. This is called More Mission Impossible. This is music from the late 1960s TV series Mission Impossible. This came out in 1969. It includes the main theme music from Mission Impossible. This is a UK pressing on what label is this on again? Paramount. Yeah. One of the tracks on this was sampled by Portishead. I'm not sure. I think I forget now which track, but it's I think it's the Portishead song was I forget the name of it. Anyway, yeah, I'm very, very pleased to find this in a charity shop for just €1. Lalo Schifrin, More Mission Impossible. And finally, now I have to point out, my record player, it was out of action for a long time because I didn't have a needle. Finally got a new needle only a few weeks ago, but now that the actual tone arm it's not working. Something I don't know what the hell's gone wrong with it, but anyway, which means I haven't been able to play this. This is my final charity shop find, and now this is a pretty good one. Gabor Szabo Mizrab, Gabor Szabo, Gabor Szabo, sorry, it's difficult to pronounce. Yeah, he's is he Hungarian, or do you know what? This is why you should do your research before you do these kind of videos. Yeah, delighted to find this. This is actually an Argentinian pressing on a label called Parnaso Records. I'll just show you the label there. And this has got quite a lineup on it. Bob James, Ron Carter, Jack DeJohnette, and yes, Billy Covham. Yeah, so it's quite a lineup on this album. I haven't been able to play it, unfortunately, because my player is broken. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. Still snoozing away there. So yeah, so I might do another follow-up video because I've found a lot of interesting things like CDs, cassettes. So hopefully everybody, again, hopefully everyone has been keeping well. I haven't been commenting a lot on videos lately, but yeah, I just started to get back into watching videos on the VC again. But okay, till next time, take care everybody, and thanks for watching.